Mark, closing bell this week. Welcome everybody.
Good to be here.
Holiday shortened week, right? So a little bit of a light information week in terms of economic and market news and data. But one thing we want to touch on, which we've talked a lot about in our previous closing bells, talked about in our newsletters and even with our clients, right, is how the overall tech sector, right, it's not unusual to see a pullback. So why don't you talk about a little bit how tech's done this year, how narrow market breadth has affected kind of overall performance in the indices and might kind of be a smokescreen to actually what's going on underneath.
Yeah, so we had a big pullback, last year, 2022. Yeah, it was ugly. I mean, across the board, even bonds participated in. There was no place to hide last year. Your typical 60-40 portfolio, even didn't do what it was supposed to do. But good news is bonds, interest rates are up, and so we're getting yields again, so that's really positive.
Right.
This year in the stock market, the NASDAQ's just been on a tear. We're up, 28%, 29% year to date in the NASDAQ, where the Dow is, up one and a half, maybe. So you got some of the same names in both the NASDAQ, Microsoft's in both, whatever, but the Dow being 30 of the large conglomerates that is sort of the famous, index that everybody knows, just haven't participated. So as much as possible. So, look, stock markets are unpredictable. We don't know, but like we've been talking about in regards to the Fed and everything, this week, Jay Powell, got hawkish again. And so the markets knows, they're giving more. Market pretty much feels like they're going to raise rates, which we said,
Last video.
not brag or anything, but we said they were probably going to do that, right? And then we weren't looking for cuts anytime soon, and they pretty much just said that too. I think we probably won't get any cuts. We're looking for pauses sometime later this year, but not cuts. Cuts may happen next year. But that's what we've been talking about. So anyway, all that to say is that the NASDAQ has had a tear. S&P is up 12, 13%, so we've gotten a nice return there. But so we're due for a pullback. A healthy, it's good even in bull markets to have a good healthy pullback back to some moving averages. And so, I'm kind of looking for that right now. And then also looking for it continue. The breadth of the movement up was sort of isolated to few names,
Names,
NVIDIA,
the Big Five, NVIDIA.
Microsoft, some of these groups that, really doing all the heavy lifting on the NASDAQ. That's starting to spread out a little bit more, which is great. And then overall, we want to see, that happen as we go down, as we, proceed further here. And also we want to also see, the Russell 2000 and, transports move a little bit more. They're kind of confirmed there. They have been doing that, which is positive. So this bull market at the moment looks pretty decent. We don't have earnings here for another 4 weeks or so. So it's going to be, we'll see. This is historically sort of a slow time in the summer.
Summer slows down. Which
pullback would be nice. Point is, pullback would be a nice for some new entries.
And we usually average about 2 to 3, 5% pullbacks a year. To look back at history
normal
for the S&P 500. So with the big five, we want to talk about real quick. You'd mentioned NVIDIA, Microsoft. Just to put this in perspective for all the viewers out there, Microsoft up almost 40% this year alone.
Crazy.
NVIDIA, the top performer, 190%. Any of you that have invested in NVIDIA or we've got you in NVIDIA, you're pretty happy right now. But again, we don't expect it just to go up forever. Pullbacks are healthy. Meta up 139%. Salesforce up 59% almost, and then rounding it out, Google about 38% returns year to date. Again, these are kind of the big five AI that have really performed and supposedly have really solid earnings growth over the next 5 to 10 years as AI kind of gets worked into the system. They need microchips. You need kind of growth and innovation with these companies and even a lot more of them. But again, like you said, pullbacks, healthy, all part of it. It's going to fuel the next bull market, right?
I like to see them because it gives me more confidence of a longer term bull than if we just continue to move up. So I get nervous when it moves up this quickly, this fast. But I think it's going to, so that's what we're looking for, and we'll see where it goes. But happy investing. Good summer. It's always better weather right now too.
Absolutely. Still sunny outside. Everyone enjoy your weekends. We'll be back with you next week for a special edition. We're going to have our mid-year outlook. Mark and I are going to sit down, kind of dissect where we've been, where we're going, some opportunities, some pretty insightful stuff. So we'll see you there.
Take care.